on our way to Walt Disney World. Again. So we are doing a quick 2-day trip to Disney. This is obviously an adult trip. Left the kids with the grandparents because we have to go down there to pick up our car. We made it to our gate.
We're here.
So,
again,
this is crazy. So, as I said, this is the beginning of a mini vlog series for this trip.
Yes.
We mentioned in our last vlog that we had started having some car trouble on the way to Disney. All right, well, hopefully we'll hear back from the car care center today, and it's not going to be as bad as we think. Trying to figure out what to do about the car. Still not fixed. And we are in a rental car because our other vehicle is still not fixed, and we've got to get home. So, driving home in a rental, and then Lee will fly back to Orlando to get our truck.
One thing's for sure, it's leaking too.
We know that. We smelled gas in the car.
Smelled gas. Well, we smelled it at Legoland. We was checking in. But
yes.
There's so many vehicles around, wasn't sure if it was ours or not.
It was kind of scary because we were like, what? I was like, oh my gosh, is the car gonna explode? We get there with a headache, mind you, because the smell was bad. We pull up to security to check into our resort. We stayed at Caribbean Beach, as you saw, and the security guy was like, is this a diesel? And we're like, no, we're pretty sure we have a gas leak. And he's like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure we have a mechanic on property. And we're like, yes, we already looked into it. There is a car care center on Disney World property. So good to know if you have car trouble.
Yes.
But they weren't open till Monday.
Yeah,
and this was a Saturday.
Saturday about 6 o'clock in the evening. So no mechanics are open.
Yeah. So we go on and park at the resort, and we kind of just figure out, okay, well, we're going to just drop it off first thing Monday morning. So that's what we did. Okay, so we found out the car care center opened at 7:30. So Lee got up first thing Monday morning. This was the day we were going to Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
And thankfully, Chris was able to follow him there in case he broke down because, he was leaking gas everywhere.
Right. Also found out they tow for free within 3 miles of the car care center.
Oh, the car care center. Oh, that's good to know.
The resort was 5 miles away. So the goal was to get it 2 miles down the road.
Yes. So you said, okay, let's at least get it that close.
Get it that close.
So at the time when he was taking it there, it's located near Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
And only way to get there is to go through the Magic Kingdom parking gates.
Okay, so on the way to the car care center to try to get the truck fixed. The only route is to go through the Magic Kingdom parking lot. Car care center opens at 7. We've been here, it's now 7:44. We've probably been here a good 20 minutes, and they will not open a parking lot, and they will not let us through just to get to the car care center. In the event you need car care, pay attention to the park opening and Magic Kingdom parking lot time, because you might be sitting a while, even if you don't need to go to Magic Kingdom.
And he sat there for 45 minutes
Yes.
leaking fuel. You can see where it started as a small puddle, and then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And the smell, tell him about the smell.
Well, everybody knows what gasoline smells like.
But how
it
bad
strong.
was it? It was really strong.
Well, it wasn't terrible until vehicles started driving through it and aerating the gasoline.
There were even a few concerned drivers that got out to basically ask him what was happening.
Trying to get the truck to the service center. The GPS takes me to the Magic Kingdom gate, and I'm like, this can't be right. So I park a little bit back, that way I can get out if I have to. Call the car care center, like, oh yeah, you gotta go through the Magic Kingdom parking lot. I'm like, okay, this ought to be interesting. Then I go up and ask them, hey, I'm just trying to get the car care center. Can I just pull through? Like, oh no, the parking lot's closed. Nobody can go through. I was like, I'm leaking fuel everywhere. Like, the manager comes over. Let me see. Nope, can't go through. I'm like,
Even when you told me you're leaking fuel and they still wouldn't let you through?
It was obvious I was
Wow.
leaking fuel. Everybody was looking.
You were the smelly kid in the
They just
line,
didn't
yeah.
realize how bad it really was.
Like, I'm doing everything I can.
Hey, I want to hear the story again. Chris tells it so well. What
Yeah.
happened? Let me hear it.
So I'm on the phone with Lee in front of the car in front of me, breathing his fumes, and this Karen gets out of the car 2 lanes over. I mean, it's like there's clearly a fuel spill under
Yeah.
his car. She gets out and she comes over and she knocks on his window, and I hear her through the phone. She's like, "Do you know that you're leaking fuel?" And he says, "Yeah, everybody knows, you know." And she goes, "Well, can you turn your car off?" He goes, "Well, yeah, I can, but if I turn my car off, then we're going to be dealing with a tow truck." And she's like, "Oh," and she kind of storms off, and her husband or the guy in the front of the car, as she's storming back to the car, he's like, "I told you." And then I kind of chuckled because I looked down and she was standing in the gas before she walked off, so she stuck his car up real good before I was over there.
So that was funny hearing his interpretation. Okay, but not that I didn't blame the poor woman. I'm sure
No.
the smell was bad. I'm sure she was concerned, but
Yeah,
what are you gonna
it's
do?
a legitimate concern. Yeah, but I didn't want the truck to be stuck there and have to get a tow truck and then
block traffic.
block traffic, and could have got ugly quick.
Okay, so he gets the car care center. He meets with Tony, and I think there's a guy named Jerry that works there. But anyway, they're both super nice. Take really good care of
Yeah,
you. They're
right.
like, no problem, we can take care of this. Yeah. So we go on to Animal Kingdom, enjoy our day, have a wonderful time. We get a call while we're at the park from the car care center. And what did
Yes.
they tell you?
Said they found a leak. That's a couple fuel lines on top of the tank. They had to order parts, and that they would. This is on a Monday morning. So they'd let me know more on Wednesday. Now, this Wednesday is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So,
So it was kind of hard for them to track down the parts,
Right.
needless to say. So, long story short, by the time it was time for us to go home, the truck was still not fixed. We
Right.
still had no parts, and we were like, what do we do? Do we stay here and wait for them to fix it? And then we're like, well, we can't do that.
and we also had spent 8 straight days at theme parks.
Not that we couldn't stay longer, because we do love Disney, but we decided it was probably for the best and would be more economical for us to head on home.
The car care center is adjacent to rental car on Disney property,
Yep.
which is also good to know.
So they hooked up the rental, we head on home, and so we were like, how do we get this car home? Do we ship it? What do we do? Well, it turned out it was about the same price for us just to head on down there and pick it up. So we're flying down today. We're gonna stay a couple nights at the Boardwalk Resort, which is our bucket list resort. We're so
Yes.
excited. We booked this by renting DVC points. I will talk more about that later. But that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna go to Epcot and check out the Festival of the Holidays.
Yeah, a little bit of Disney Springs,
Yeah. So we're
dinner at
excited.
Edison.
Yep. Well, it's time for us to board. We better
Yeah.
go.